Hey guys, welcome back to Top 10 Nerd. You're watching part 3 of Alternate Wolverines, all cause you guys dug our last 2 parts. So last time we got into some pretty wacky Wolverine territory with a few of the sillier alternate versions of Logan. This time around we're bringing it back to some of the more serious and iconic versions that we didn't get to touch on in our first part. So let's jump in. And at number 10 is the Marvel Universe vs. Wolverine. A continuation of the narrative left off in the Marvel Universe vs. the Punisher, the Marvel Universe vs. Wolverine tells the tale of a worsening situation on Earth after the outbreak of a deadly plague has prompted what is known as the last war for the planet Earth. This plague turns people into savage cannibals, not quite zombies, and is affecting both regular humans and superhumans. This series features a fairly distraught and defeated Logan taking on the likes of a superhuman cannibal tribe, among other horrors, and he even loses an arm. Up next, number 9 is Spider-Man Unlimited number 5, the Wolverine of Counter-Earth. So this one is a comic book based off the Spider-Man Unlimited animated series, and gives us a Wolverine who is pretty bestial. Literally, he's called bestial. So he's from Counter-Earth, where he's not known as Logan, but rather Edwin Jones, a US Army officer who was rewarded with a Medal of Honor, and was later transformed into Bestial, aka Wolverine, against his will. After initially fighting with Spider-Man, the two become allies, and arguably even friends by the end of it. And at number 8 is Wolverine Agent of Hydra from Earth 1720. From Exiles issue 91 to 94, this Wolverine leads Hydra, alongside the Invisible Woman, aka Madame Hydra in this reality, who he's also in a relationship with. They left their original reality after fighting the Exiles, with the goal of conquering the multiverse in mind. But luckily that never happened, and Wolverine was killed by the Cat, aka Kitty Pryde, when she used his own claws against him. Up next at number 7 is Horseman of War. In this alternate timeline from What If Comics, Wolverine becomes the Horseman of War, also known as Death, for Apocalypse. So this happens when Genesis rebonds the adamantium to Wolverine's skeleton, and he was taken to Apocalypse, who then makes him one of his horsemen. But it doesn't go too well after that. He eventually turns against Apocalypse and kills him, and then goes on a killing spree to obliterate all of Earth's villains and criminals. And then he goes under the name Brother Xavier when he's done. Number 6 is House of M Wolverine. So the House of M Wolverine is pretty similar to the Earth 616 one, but during this story arc he ends up becoming a head operative of S.H.I.E.L.D.'s Red Guard, who's kinda like the mutant police. They're a strike team of mutant operatives mainly created to balance things out after the destruction by the Sentinels. Oh, and he has an affair with Mystique, who was also a member of that team. And at number 5 is the Marvel Magnaverse Wolverine. Just want to point out that we're not talking about the new Magnaverse here, but the original one. So in this one, Wolverine is responsible for forming the X-Men in this universe rather than Charles Xavier, and is incredibly strong. Plus he has a tattoo on his face that some speculate is supposed to be the Greek symbol for Omega. Oh, and he's also brothers with Cyclops, but like not a kind sibling because he's the reason why Cyclops loses one of his eyes. And at number 4 is MC2 Wolverine, aka Daddy Wolverine. MC2 is a product of What If number 105. In this universe, Wolverine has a daughter named Wild Thing, aka Rena Logan, who he had with Elektra. It occurs in present day, but with the emergence of superheroes 15 years prior to that, leaving many of them in this present timeline either dead or retired. And of course, he's barely changed because of his healing abilities. So what did I mean by Daddy Wolverine? Well, he and his daughter are really close. She's an awesome fighter, and he does adorable dad stuff like pick her up from school on his motorcycle. Aww. Our number 3 spot goes to X-Men Forever's Wolverine. So we're talking the second edition of X-Men Forever, helmed by Chris Claremont, which was an attempt at tying up some loose ends from his run on the main X-Men series prior. So this Wolverine is incorporeal. He's killed early on in the series by Storm, who defeats him with a lightning strike, but he's still kicking around as a ghost, who is also having a secret psychic love affair with Jean Grey. At least they finally get to be together. I mean, yes, in other instances they've also been together, but yay, he's better than Cyclops. And at number 2 is General James Howlett. So this one is pretty fun. From Astonishing X-Men 35, this Wolverine is the Governor General of Canada, which like I kinda love, and the Viceroy of the British Empire's expedition to find Shangri-La. His skeleton is laced with a gold Greek version of adamantium called adamantine, and he's romantically involved with Hercules. Yes, Hercules, which they need to keep on the down low since Greek gods don't really allow for relationships with mortals, and also didn't really approve of the whole gay thing. Their secret is eventually exposed though, and they do end up spending years fighting their way out of Tartarus because of it. Regardless, I'm kinda digging this pairing. And finally, in at number 1 is X-23. Rather than a female alternate like many of the other heroes on our alternate lists, oh DC, this version of Logan actually lives in the same continuity as him, because she's his clone, Laura Kinney. We get a child version of her in the film Logan, a fantastic child at that, but in the comics she's generally older. First created for the animated series X-Men Evolution, the character was a product of continued testing to recreate what Weapon X had created with Logan. Mutant geneticist Sarah Kinney suggested that they try cloning opposed to the original process that they had achieved with Wolverine. After several male clones failed, they tried a female, and that led to X-23's birth. And then there's a whole lot of tragedy after that, but we won't get into it. Jumping back to the lore, Laura in the Logan film, many feel as if she's the future Wolverine in the cinematic adaptations, especially since Hugh Jackman has stated that he won't be returning to the role. I don't know, what do you guys think? There we have it, guys. Who's your favorite Wolverine? Which one should we have included on our 3 lists so far? Give us a shout in the comments below and let us know. And let us know what list we should do next. And as always, if you dug this video, make sure you hit those like and subscribe buttons and stick around for more. But for now, I'm Kelly Pally for Top 10 Nerd, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.